stop talking.
Yeah, you want to go
Shut
up.
up. Hello and welcome to the Says Who podcast with Kat and Tip. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. This is weird.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good stuff.
How's your week been? I didn't have you last week, so it's been 2 weeks.
I know. Yeah, busy,
Yeah.
but also very boring and uneventful.
Good.
How was your week?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
I've not seen you since you came back off a holiday.
Yes, I did. I did have a holiday.
You've had more holidays this year than I've had in the last 15.
To be fair, I hadn't had a holiday before this year since 2018. So
I've not had a proper holiday since 2010.
What? The 11th hour?
Correct. Yes. I went to Ledworth for a week. No, yeah. How was that?
I had the most beautiful desserts I've ever had in my life. I had mousse every day. I had freshly cream croissants with chocolate drizzle and strawberries. Oh my god. Honestly, I was sat at lunchtime and all I could think about was this croissant. When they had Canarian night, they had these croissants and that's all I could think about. And I kept looking at the dessert bar don't anyone eat all of these croissants, please. I was like Hawkeye and watching, and I was like fidgety, and I had to get up and get one just have it next to me just so that no one else would eat all of the croissants. They were so good.
If you're new to the Sassy podcast, we talk about Doctor Who.
You asked me.
I did ask. Yeah.
And this croissant turned into an adipose.
So, any other was that the best bit of the holiday?
No, it was just a highlight.
Well, I'm sure some will be thrilled to hear that you could have saved a lot of money by just buying you some croissants. Well, thank you for that holiday update.
Thank you. No, thank you for listening.
I don't believe we've had any news.
No. Well, actually, we do have Doctor Who news.
Do we?
We're having Doctor Who every Saturday.
Yes.
The BBC Three, is it?
Yeah, so they're showing the Matt Smith era on BBC Three.
Is it only Matt Smith era?
Well, I think they're going from the 11th hour, and then I think they're just going chronologically from there.
Right.
So I don't know if it's all of the era or just Series 5 or what. I guess it will depend on how well it does ratings-wise. But I don't know. What do you make of that?
I'm confused why they haven't started with Christopher Eccleston.
I feel like it's maybe a thing of, there's a lot of RTD1 nostalgia from the 60th and this era. I wonder if it's let's maybe try and tap into people that aren't that bothered and started with Matt.
Yeah, you know what? Because me and Hubby spoke about this last week, how people kind of dropped off with the 11th hour. Which was insane to me because I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
people went, oh, David Tennant's gone. Oh, who's this new guy?
Yeah, Harvey said it was about how immature it was.
Yeah, because it kind of, I think the kind of fairy tale.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit more emphasis on the comedy.
Yeah.
With Matt. I know a lot of people. Well, certainly when I was at school, were like, "Who's this weird-looking guy?" And he wears a.
That's me.
Yeah, wears a bow tie. I want good-looking David Tennant back in his suit.
Okay.
So, and then obviously that's multiplied by 100 when Capaldi took on the role, and it's like, oh, who's this old man?
Yeah. We discussed that. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people, maybe that's just sort of anecdotal because David Tennant was the Doctor for people of my age in that prime age for when you're into Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously nobody likes Doctor Who past being about 11 or
Yeah,
12.
because that would be
'Cause that'd
bizarre,
be,
wouldn't it?
yeah. What kind of losers would like that?
I know.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, even though it's kind of odd to me that Matt is their first Doctor, I think especially people overseas as well, like Americans. I think the show kind of broke through there with the Moffat era, because it's around the same time that like Sherlock is,
Yeah.
becoming a big thing,
Yeah.
and especially in the States, and like the kind of Tumblr era of,
Well, yeah, because
you
that
know,
was heavily
like
Sherlock
Super
and
Wholock and all of
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, I remember being on Tumblr at that. Oh my god, I remember being on Tumblr at that point.
I was never on Tumblr.
I was a diehard Tumblr.
No, I never had Tumblr. So I was sort of like on the periphery. I knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, never kind of got involved in it really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think it's cool. I think that
Yeah, I think it'll be super fun.
I don't know if people will watch.
I will be.
You can watch on iPlayer.
And I do, and I will, and I'll do both.
I guess.
And who's going to stop me?
Yeah, I guess it's
It's just like fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like okay, like you could watch Russell's second era on BBC iPlayer in the morning, and you didn't have to watch broadcast. I did both.
Yeah, but that's different because that's new.
Yeah, but
that's new out that day. This is like 15 years old. Do you know what I mean?
So?
Yeah, but I'm saying like back in the day when they do repeats of, when they do an omnibus edition.
When I found out that the Horror Channel used to just play classic Doctor Who all of the time, I was excited.
That's what I mean. Like when they used to do it on like UK Gold, and there was a sort of, I think, novelty, because at that point some of the VHSs or later DVDs weren't out at that point. Like it wasn't like readily accessible necessarily. So a TV repeat was like, oh, I get a chance to see this, especially for like people that weren't alive when bloody Pyramids of Mars came out in 75, and then in the 90s, early 2000s or whatever, they're doing a repeat of it on UK Gold. This is my only opportunity to see this. Like, whereas now you've got your DVDs, your Blu-rays, it's all on iPlayer, was formerly on BritBox, but then was on, what was it, HBO Max? It was on in the
Max,
States and stuff. And I know that's now not a thing, but people in the States aren't going to be able to access BBC Three anyway. So, but yeah, I don't know. But I think it does mean that it maybe sparks up a bit of hype around it, a bit of conversation around it, and people that are maybe just sort of channel hopping, which I think is increasingly rare when you've got streaming and 10,000 channels. But if people are sort of channel hopping and go, oh, Doctor Who, oh yeah, we'll leave this on, we'll stick this on, and maybe they'll get into it from there and go, oh well, actually I remember this, maybe I'll watch some more.
It's just a way to keep it alive, isn't it?
I think so. I did see a tweet from Tharies, I think it was anyway, sort of wondering how a repeat of like older episodes on like a BBC One slot would do.
Yeah.
And obviously that's like the prime channel, like that's, to get a slot on there is like big. So I don't know if they'd ever, maybe a BBC Two.
I was gonna say, well, like BBC Two and BBC Three are like BBC Three more so is the repeat channel, isn't it?
Yeah, but BBC Three, I don't think they know what they're doing with it, because they made it digital online and then they brought it back.
I was gonna say, because they cancelled it and that broke my heart, and then they brought it back and I was like, oh, okay, that's fun, but like they haven't really done it much with it, because you can still do access everything on BBC iPlayer anyway.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to work out
what its use is.
Yeah. But yeah, like a BBC Two,
yeah,
like a a Sunday afternoon or something. Like, do you know what I mean? When
Yeah.
there's in the place that they'd maybe usually put a film on
Or like
something.
a murder mystery.
Yeah, like
Jonathan Creek.
in
Or,
some of
do you know
those
what I mean?
like, you know, more sort of dead spots, where you're just filling the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, rerun like
You just
rerun
had your
some old
roast dinner.
episodes of
You all crash out in front of the telly.
yeah,
and
rerun
just
some old episodes of
Doctor
a
Who.
Doctor Who series, and
Yeah.
yeah, start with Matt.
Yeah.
Like rather than right back at the beginning.
Mm.
You know, it's in HD. That's the
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah. Prime jumping on point anyway. So.
Yeah, it's a good sort of, and gives you a sort of alternative to have it like a few years ago jumping on with Shooty, or you know, having all of the RTD era nostalgia of coming back for the 60th and being like, if that wasn't your bag or if that wasn't your era, I think it makes sense to be like, how about this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be interested to see
how that goes.
How that does and what the kind of reception is, and because it might well just be Doctor Who fans who have seen those episodes dozens of times that tune in for it for a bit of novelty.
Yeah.
But I think even that might be, you know, if this whatever day they're going out this Sunday, we're showing the 11th hour. Doctor Who Twitter will be everyone talking about the 11th hour, and then the next week, like, you know, people might do little watch-alongs or stuff like that.
Bring back some hype, maybe.
Yeah, or even just make people stop being so miserable.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool idea. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But other than that,
anyway.
I don't think there's any real news, is there?
No.
I know Jodie did an interview with Doctor Who magazine, which I've still not read yet. Busy.
You literally have the subscription. It literally comes to your door and you haven't even read it yet.
Yeah.
Fake fan.
Been busy. It's like it's a massive interview. It's pretty much like half the magazine.
Is it?
Yeah, like because I skimmed through and was like, Jesus, they've really yeah. I've seen a few little highlights that people have sort of talked about on Twitter, but yeah, I'll be interested to have a proper read of that, because I think there's some stuff in there where she's talking about the future of the show and like Billy and
what?
I think she seems to think that Billy is the next Doctor.
That'd be great.
And she was like, "Yeah, I'd come back with Billy." Like,
oh my god, them two together. Jeez.
There's two blonde doctors knocking about. But yeah, I'll have a read of that. Also, not quite Doctor Who news, but I feel like sort of tangentially relevant. Shout out to Adolescence winning so many Emmys, because it shows that British drama is getting its flowers, which is great, and also shows what people can achieve when working class kids are given access to the arts.
Oh yeah.
So
love
yeah,
that.
Owen Cooper, what an absolute legend. If you've not seen Adolescence on Netflix, watch it because it's incredible. He'd be great in, like, if you could get him in Doctor Who.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a brilliant actor.
But Doctor Who doesn't have good child actors, so
he could break the mold. He could break the mold. He could come in and be like, "Listen, I can run rings around the lot of you." But I have a feeling like DC are maybe eyeing him up for Robin.
Right.
I know that's not really Doctor Who news, but
you get it out.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been on my mind the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, get it out.
And obviously I wasn't here last week to talk about it, so.
No.
Well, without further ado, after that ramble.
Oh yeah.
I have started putting time codes in now.
I
just put the start.
Yeah.
And then so if people ever want to skip
rambles.
Skip our rambles,
they can.
Then you can go straight to the review. I should probably start saying that at the top of the episode.
Yeah.
But yes, review
time.
This week we are talking about
Under the Lake Before the Flood.
Under the Lake and Before the Flood, the 2-part Series 9 story featuring one Peter Capaldi. I might have another go at doing the voice.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Every time I go to do a Pakiti, every time I go to do a Capaldi impression, it's like just before it comes out, my brain goes, "No, you don't know how to do that."
Yeah.
Peter, but Capaldi, it's the trying to get the gruff. No,
No.
Peter Capaldi.
Kind of. I can see where you're going.
Yeah,
Workshop.
we'll work on it. Starring one Peter Capaldi
Yeah.
and Jenna Coleman,
Yeah.
and an ensemble of supporting actors.
Mhm. It's a big one.
It is a big one. It's definitely an ensemble piece.
Mm.
Written by Stephen Moffat, but no.
Try again.
Written by Toby Whithouse.
Thank you.
And directed by Daniel O'Hara. And we're talking about this one this week because it's the 10th anniversary of the story going out.
Ah.
10 years.
10 whole
since
years.
Series 9.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts going into this one?
So, I watched it a couple of weeks ago because I'm doing my ultimate Doctor Who ranking, where I rank...
Ultimate!
Dun, 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 dun. Don't know what I did the weakest like.
Okay, yeah. Right, Android.
No, I'm doing my ultimate episode ranking of all of New Who, and I've got a list of episodes that I remember being like, So I need to rewatch them to decide what category I put them in so that I know how to order my episodes, right?
Right.
And this was on it because I remember watching it the first time when it aired and was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
This isn't my bag. Too
Right.
timey-wimey sci-fi for me. I'll hop on next week. I remember initially thinking that. So then I had my rewatch and was like, okay, like, all right. Still not really my kind of bag for Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. And then I had a refresher today.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, okay, now I've watched it 3 times. I'm starting to be like, okay, like, I can see, like, very high concept, very, like, I'm starting to be able to get my head around, like, the timey-wimey stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still, like, I can see from, like, a objective viewpoint that it's a very good episode of, like, Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I can appreciate everything that it does. We'll go into that properly in a minute. But, like, from an entertainment, for my enjoyment, it's still a bit like okay, not quite my thing. I'm not really, like, Base Under Siege
Right.
type person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really, like, my aesthetic type thing.
Okay.
But I can appreciate it.
Right.
And I know everyone's like, oh my god, it's like a proper banging 2-parter. And, like, yeah, okay. I can see why you'd think that.
I love this story.
Yeah, here we go.
I genuinely...
It's right down your alley.
Yeah, well...
It is.
In what way? With, like, the paradoxes and stuff?
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
like, even just, like, the visuals, how everything's, like, okay, like, if I was to say, like, episodes that would, like, sum up tip, I'd say, like, Under the Lake Before the Flood, Midnight.
Uh-huh.
Like, can you see, like, where you're going with, like, aesthetics and stuff?
Yeah,
And,
what
like,
else have you
those
added
kind
in
of,
there, though?
Probably...
Also, episodes that sum me up.
Yeah, no.
All right.
No, but if you were to do it to me, you'd probably... Well, okay, so, like, how would you sum me up in a Doctor Who episode? Like, give me 2 episodes that, like, if you need to know Kat's personality, this is what it is.
They're either the really sort of, like, obviously horror setting ones.
Like?
So stuff like Night Terrors and Hyde and...
Yeah, but they're not even my favourite.
No. But I know that you'd be drawn to stuff like that.
Yeah.
The haunted house sort of vibe. Or big, emotional, like, finales.
Yeah, that's my bag.
So, Parting of the Ways,
Doomsday.
End
of Time.
End of Time. Yeah, exactly. Like the big, high stakes, emotional drama.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you say I'm emotionally driven? Sorry. Would you say I have a love for emotional drama?
So, So my thing is
like Impossible Planet Satan bit, like all the like high concept, like
cramped sort of,
like suffocating, like peak.
Yeah.
That's you.
That's interesting because I've never really thought.
That's how like I see you.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I'm you doing your ultimate ranking.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's a video in that.
Yeah.
Because I might do one as well.
All right. Oh my god, that's fun. I'll send you the categories.
Categories?
Yeah, there's categories.
Are you not just ranking them like
but there's categories that you have to follow as well.
Okay. We'll discuss this after.
Listen as well for you.
Yeah, I can take or leave listen.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you like.
I like it conceptually.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's not just the horror stuff that I like conceptually. Like I really like.
No. Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's like horror. Like that's not what I'd like depict as horror.
Yeah.
But like on a concept
the sort of like
standpoint,
existential.
That's like what you...
Yeah. But then I do really like stuff like Story in the Engine. But then I guess that's also quite thematically driven. Human Nature.
Again, that's an experimental episode, isn't it? Especially of its time, like we didn't have anything like that. That was like a really fresh story.
Yeah, maybe I think that's what it is. I just like something with a good, with like themes and
so you can like
character and tone that I can just sink my teeth into. Yeah. Waters of Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so I really liked this one.
The story's good.
I think you know what it is for me. This is because you touched on it a little bit when you said Base Under Siege.
Yeah.
And I'm not a massive fan. Oh, I feel like I might get crucified for this. I'm not a massive fan of the Troughton era. So, and a lot of the Troughton era is that bus format, the Base Under Siege format. And I like it works as a format, you know what I mean, as a sort of the foundations for your, you know, we've arrived on this spaceship and we got this crew of characters. Oh no, something's got in and is killing them off one by one. And obviously we get that through the classic era and modern Who, you know. I mean, we've just named like Impossible Planet, that's a Base Under Siege story.
What was
a Mars? Yeah. There's loads of Base Under Siege stories.
Yeah.
But the Troughton era kind of got a little bit reliant on them, I feel, and it starts to get a little bit stale for me as a format, because it's like pretty much the same every week in terms of like the style of story, if you like. And I know there's exceptions. I know you've got your Mind Robbers and your Enemy of the Worlds and bloody The Invasion and stuff like that. But I think part of the reason I don't massively connect with the Troughton era is because it's a little bit formulaic, if that's fair to say.
I'm staying out of this one. I'm just listening.
So generally, I wouldn't say that a Base Under Siege story is like my favourite kind of story.
No. Yeah, but this isn't just your usual Base Under Siege story, is it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think what it is, this feels like very classic Doctor Who in terms of its setting and its sort of tone and format.
Yeah.
But they've gone, okay, let's take a classic Doctor Who story.
Now let's put it in now.
Let's make it Stephen Moffat-y with like
time.
We're going to play with time travel and paradoxes and you know, really sort of
the Fisher King is
explore it. Yeah, like
a Moffat.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. yeah, it feels like a sort of modern take
On
on a
what a
classic
classic
formula,
episode
like
would
a kind
be,
of
yeah.
remix of,
Yeah.
and I think that's part of the reason I really like it,
Yeah.
because it feels like a homage to what's come before,
Mm-hmm.
does something new with it, but doesn't. It does well at both of those things. Do you know what I mean? It does well at the sort of traditional base under siege, the atmosphere, and the, you know, the characters. We'll get onto the supporting cast in a bit, and the mystery and all of that, and then sort of injecting it with this kind of crazy Moffat-y, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of modernizes it. It kind of brings it right in line of what the show sort of does in this era.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it all feel fresh. It's like an extra layer on top of what's already there.
100%.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
But I think that's what like sets Capaldi's era away from Matt's era, because you get more of that kind of fresh time travel meets classic and kind of traditional episodes.
Yeah,
that
I
does
think
so more so than what you have with your first era with Matt Smith.
See, I think Matt's era does more with like the messing with time, and that becoming a sort of central conceit.
But it doesn't feel how a Capaldi episode feels.
No. Tonally, they're very different. Yeah. But in terms of that kind of like,
well, yeah, like with
sort of
the Pandorica, and then you've got all of your
the timey-wimey,
Impossible Astronaut stuff.
That you've got the whole sort of arc with River and them meeting out of order. You've got, as you say, the Pandorica, and that he's investigating the sort of the cracks and all of that, but that's caused by him in the future, and jumping around with meeting Amy years apart, and like the Big Bang, where you've got all of the paradoxes, and he's going, oh, how did you know how to come to the museum? Oh, I had a fly through my door. So he goes and puts a fly through the door, and,
so that it
like,
happen.
and all of those little bootstrap paradoxes that he loves putting in.
Yeah.
And the bloody Let's Kill Hitler, where it's like, catch us rolled our eyes.
So intensely.
Where he's like, oh, what's her name? Mel, short for Melody.
Yeah.
I named my daughter after her. You named your daughter after your daughter.
Yeah.
He loves doing those, Moffat.
I remember because that's another one I had to watch, so I knew whether to put it in my absolutely detest category. And I remember my eyes rolled so hard. I was like, I hate that episode so much.
I can't wait to do that one. I might have to try and find a spot to do that.
Oh the hatred that'll be coming out of me. No one will listen to it because I'll just be shitting on the whole episode the whole way through for 2 hours.
But yeah, I think it's clever without feeling cocky.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel braggadocious in the way that sometimes like
Moffat
scripts do.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is obviously because it's a Toby Whithouse script.
Yeah.
Obviously Moffat will have done work on it, but I think it's quite rooted. You can feel definitely the sort of core story and some of the character beats.
Yeah. I really like Clara in this story.
Yeah. Well, let's talk. Let's go through.
Yeah.
And so we start with we're on the Drum.
Yep.
Which is like an underwater mining facility.
Yeah.
In the 22nd century, I think.
2119.
Yeah. And we meet our crew, our supporting cast, and they've pulled a spaceship on board.
Yep.
Although they don't, some of them don't want to call it a spaceship.
No.
And all but one of them go on to sort of examine it, and they find
see what it's about.
Some writing on the wall,
some symbols, and they're like, "What's that all about?"
Yep. And then soon after, somebody knocks a button.
Yep.
And ignites the engines to fry the captain. Oh, I forget his name.
The actor.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a shame that they hired that actor and then he died within the first couple of minutes?
Yeah,
Because he's a really good actor.
He's really good, yeah.
And all he gets to do is walk around as a ghost and pretend to say words.
I mean, at least he's sort
in
of in
yeah.
it. Yeah. Colin McFarlane.
Yeah.
Who he was in Torchwood Children of Earth.
Yeah.
And then will be in War Between the Land and the Sea. Next year.
Next year. Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless they push it back again.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. War Between the Land and the Sea in 21. Yeah. So he's a really good actor. It is a shame that he gets offed before the titles.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to.
I was literally about to say, well, someone has to.
Someone's got to. And then the crew all run out.
Yeah.
And then shock. Morana's turned back up. But he's a little bit translucent and he's got some
heavy bags under his eyes.
Heavy bags under his eyes. He's a bloody ghost.
He is. He's only gone and ghosted.
He's ghosted him. He's ghosted his whole crew.
Yeah. Insanity.
I do think, you know how like a pre-titles sequence almost has a bit of a, not a cliffhanger, but like a dramatic like, oh my god,
and then
I do think this one's quite weak.
Do you think?
Just in how it's played,
right?
Because it's, I don't know, it's kind of like he's a ghost. Dude. It's like, I'm not sure about that. I think there's something more you could do, even if it's just him sort of turning and they're like, I don't know. I feel like you need like a scream or something.
Oh no, because that's really
no, but
it.
I know it's a bit cliche, but it needs a bit more like, wah! Needs a bit more.
Well, why didn't he just jump scare at the camera then?
Well, not necessarily like, I don't know. It just needs a bit more oomph to sort of punctuate that moment.
Right,
I think.
Okay.
I like it as a scene,
Mm.
but I think for something to sort of lead into the titles, not sure.
Okay.
That's one of very few criticisms I'm going to make against the story. So yeah, and then we get
Clara and 12 rocking up.
Yeah, Clara and the Doctor. And I think there's a gorgeous shot of the Doctor's outside the TARDIS, Clara's sort of hanging out round it.
Yeah.
And in the same shot, you see through to the interior of the TARDIS and this new, like the set that Capaldi's on, and like that sort of technically is
really good.
Yeah, I imagine quite difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
But it's like seamless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I was watching it going, oh yeah, they've got a budget now.
Yeah,
like they've
can tell.
Like there's still stuff in there that's you go, okay, it's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
They've like the the Fisher King at the end getting hit by the torrent of water.
Yeah.
And they've clearly just sort of like keyframed him to, he sort of doesn't move. He's sort of just like a still PNG that kind of goes. But yeah, that looks great. And throughout Daniel O'Hara's direction, the cinematography in this, like just those shots of the sort of corridors of the base and the lights coming on, and like there's so much atmosphere, and
that this episode has a lot of atmosphere and a lot of mystery.
Yeah.
Like, it looks amazing. It feels like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I can feel the threat, because like it doesn't really like pull me in, like just as an episode, just for like my like likings. But like I can feel it, and I can feel what he's trying to do as well.
Yeah, I think the tone is really
there.
Yeah, it's really well sort of conveyed.
Yeah.
And like just like the colour palette and stuff of the, those sort of dark greens and blues and sort of.
But that's like what when you think of Moffat, like from like around you start to see it around the end of like Amy and Rory's run. And then it kind of goes a bit normal, and then from like 12, that's the kind of colour palette that I think of with Moffat, like the really like unsaturated like blues and greens and like dinginess.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think this one's quite unique in its colour palette, though.
Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because like the greens and stuff are quite prominent.
Right.
Um,
I don't really see this as like this, like the color palette for me. Like if I was to pick another one, it like gives me Mummy on the Orient Express vibes.
yeah, but then I think more of those sort of
Like
richer like browns and reds and
burgundies
stuff
and
on the
stuff.
train. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting.
that's like the two that I could like correlate.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying. I think it definitely gets darker in its like, you know, and the sort of saturation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
The production design on this one as well. All of those sets of the corridors look really good. Visually, spot on.
Absolutely.
Like, the whole thing. Yeah,
I agree.
So the Doctor and Clara land on the base. They're going to have a little snoop around, as they do. Clara's looking for an adventure. Yeah. She's like, "Come on, why we here? Let's go somewhere else." You know, and that's obviously like her sort of arc for the series. Yeah. Her getting addicted to
this lifestyle.
This lifestyle, yeah, and that sort of ultimately what does her in.
Yeah.
I like that it's. I was going to say I like that it's sort of quite obvious. But I don't.
What do you mean by what's obvious?
I don't think so. I like that they kind of quite clearly set up where they're going with it. Like it's not. You couldn't be like, oh well, that came out of nowhere.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's quite clearly seeded.
Yeah.
But it feels in character for. Like I'm thinking of the scene in the TARDIS before they go back out, and the Doctor kind of stops her, and he's like, "There can only be one me. Like don't." But it feels like a scene that's rooted in those characters and quite nuanced in, you know, him being like, I just felt like I had to say something.
Well, this is why I really enjoy Clara specifically in this episode, because she quite clearly takes on the Doctor's role confidently, but not even just while the Doctor's not there, commanding the room and leading the group and trying to keep everyone safe, but even just her way of manipulating them.
Yeah.
And like being really reckless with their lives and fundamentally keeping herself and the Doctor alive at the expense of the supporting characters. All of that is very like blended. Her and the Doctor, like,
which itself is sort of mirrored by what the Doctor does, especially when you get to the second part.
When what's her face dies. O'Donnell dies, and then the Doctor and the guy
Bennett.
When the Doctor and Bennett have that really like interesting conflict where he's saying like you know who's coming next and you know it's Clara, so now you're willing to try
a great scene.
It's so good, and he's like, but you wasn't willing to do.
We'll get to that because I want to talk about that.
But that's why I really enjoy how Clara's characterized in this.
And even just in those first sort of 5-10 minutes, and she's being, I don't know, she just feels so evolved from
what she was
where she began,
in Series 8,
but also not in a, oh, you're not the same character. It's like,
no, she's clearly developed, and you can
like the whole thing where she's like, oh yeah, come up, like going for the high five, and even the Doctor's like,
no, read the room.
Like, oh, what's you're right. Like, there's a real like infectiousness to, I think. Jenna Coleman's really charismatic anyway.
Yeah.
But I think she lends a lot of that charisma and charm to almost sort of not disguise, but like where you might not necessarily be able to immediately go, oh, this is a really toxic trait.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can be like, oh, it's fun and she's enjoying herself. Yeah. And, but, you know, when you sort of go, and obviously
when you
with
start to
the
peel
context,
back the layers, yeah,
it's like, ooh, there's something wrong with
you.
Which is interesting. So they go and explore.
Yeah.
They sort of have a little rummage around, can't really find anyone on the base, and then one of the ghosties turns up.
Hi.
Two of the ghosties, in fact.
Yeah, because what species is it?
It's a Tavolian.
That we see in the God Complex.
Yes.
Not specifically him, but one of the Devonians.
No, not gibbous.
No.
Yes.
Same species.
Same species. We get a little, and complete with little sideburns.
Oh my, I love it. And his little top hat.
Yeah.
He's looking fly for a dead guy.
2 ghosts rock up.
Yeah.
I really like that scene where they're sort of like this. You can just see them in the shadows, and they're turning round.
I really like how they move. The choreography of how they move about the ship, all of the ghosts, is really well done. I really enjoy it. They're like hover
shoulders,
kind of,
and
like they move so smoothly and gracefully, like they are just like floating ghosts.
Yeah,
like it's really
and
nice.
The head tilts and stuff, like
it's really eerie.
Yeah, it feels kind of animalistic.
Yeah,
like a sort of like it's working out its surroundings.
Yeah,
it's sizing you up. But yeah, the ghosts sort of come towards them, and I really like that. Where the Doctor being like, "Oh no, I don't think they're going to hurt us."
Yeah.
And it's like, you sure? Well, no, not really, but I've just got a hunch. So, yeah, they soon also find the spaceship. Go and have a gander, of course. And then when they read the symbols on the ship's wall, all of a sudden, ghosty boys get a little bit feisty.
It's time.
Yeah. So there's a great line in there where the Doctor's like, he's on about Clara. He's like, "Oh, is it something she said? She once had an argument with Gandhi or something." Like, there's loads of little gags in there. I think particularly from Capaldi.
Most of them are from Capaldi.
Yeah. He's got so many great moments in this. I think this is like, he feels really doctory here.
Yeah.
And I know
he does feel really doctory. I feel like he feels really doctory throughout the whole series, though, but particularly in this episode.
I think because you've got that authority, you've got the sort of sternness and the that kind of darker edge, but then you've got these little
like comedy,
little quips and little,
moments.
He still feels like he's in control even when he's like, "Oh, you've got a harpoon gun."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, and I think it's a delicate act to balance, because you can go too far.
Yeah.
In sort of either direction, and it all comes falling down. But no, I really felt the doctoriness from him in this one. Anyway, they exit that room, chased by the ghosts.
Really good band name.
What, chased by the ghosts? Yeah. Someone write that down.
Yeah.
And they see the crew in the Faraday cage, so they run in, and the ghosts can't get through into the Faraday cage, and they soon piss off, ghost. So
that was a weird crossover.
Yeah, there you go. Imagine that. I'm going to edit that now. So, and that's sort of the first time we get to properly meet our crew.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got a little idea of what they're like in the pre-titles sequence. I absolutely love this crew. It should be illegal to endear me to your supporting cast so quickly. Like, even like when I think of sort of modern Doctor Who stories with, a crew or particularly in your Base Under Siege stories or your murder mystery stories or whatever, the big one that springs to mind is Impossible Planet.
Yeah.
And they're all, really well-rounded characters. You get they all play a role within the,
on the ship.
Yeah, and they're sort of the archetypes of, the gruff, no nonsense, like soldier.
Yeah.
The captain that's like trying to keep everything under control, and the sort of nerdy like they've all got their sort of archetypes or whatever, but they feel real and human and fleshed out. But with this story, when we're introduced to these characters, I'm like, I love you all. Like, I really just automatically I'm like, I actually care about you.
Yeah.
And
They
I think
all have a really good dynamic with each other as well.
I think that's what it is. I think the chemistry is there.
Yeah, it's believable that they've been on this mining base for X amount of time.
Yeah, I think the chemistry between the actors is there. The performances that they give are great. And I think they're just well written.
Yeah.
I think they're just, there's a nice balance of, there's sort of some lightheartedness in there when they're, as you say, that you can see those relationships between them and, how the dynamic works and stuff. But also, they're in danger and they care about each other and
they want to get through this.
Are worried about what's going to happen to themselves and
who are ghosts already.
Exactly, yeah. So we've got we'll run through them. So we've got second in command Cass, played by Sophie Stone, who is brilliant, really really good.
Yep.
Obviously, I think you know what it is, and I think it's almost a bit of hollow praise, because obviously everybody should be doing this in their scripts when they write a character with a disability or whatever, but she's not just the deaf one.
No.
Do you know what I mean? She's not just a trope, or she's not just her disability.
Yeah.
She's deaf. She signs and has a translator.
And she lip reads.
She lip reads.
Which is pretty significant in the episode.
But she's the leader.
Yeah.
And she's got real metal. Like, you get a real sense of her character and, how much she cares. She sort of scolds both the Doctor and Clara at certain points for being like...
Especially Clara.
Yeah,
she
later on. She
doesn't take anything of Clara.
But when she says to the Doctor about, like, I'm responsible for my crew's lives, you can stay and do your little cabin in the woods thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting them out.
Yeah,
like,
I'm no part of this.
Yeah, it's my responsibility, and I don't want any more people dead.
Yeah.
And then with Clara later on, when she Lun, her translator
hadn't seen any of the symbols, so the ghosts aren't interested.
So he can feel he can go out.
Yeah.
And there's that great moment, and I think it's even punctuated by the fact that Clara obviously doesn't understand sign language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cass signs something, Lun sort of like nods, and Clara's like, what? And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, what did she say? And it's that scolding line of like, she says, were you always like this, or has it been like since travelling with him that you're so happy to play with other people's lives, or something like that?
Yeah.
And it's a real like, oof.
Kick in the guts, isn't it?
And it made me think, Toby Whithouse always explores the effect of the Doctor on the people around him. Yeah. That seems to be like a central kind of
interest
theme. Yeah. Because I spoke a bit about this, I think, when I did a video essay on the God Complex.
Yeah.
Go and watch that if you haven't already.
Think so.
But School Reunion is essentially about the effect
Sarah Jane
sort of dropping Sarah Jane off, has on her.
Yeah.
And then having seen that happen, Rose starts questioning her relationship with him.
Yeah. And then there's conflict there, and then Sarah Jane and Rose have that moment together.
Then his next story is Vampires of Venice, which has that confrontation with Rory and the Doctor, which I think is quite similar to this confrontation with Cass and Clara.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant line. You know what's dangerous about you? It's not that you put people in danger, it's that you make them want to impress you.
Yeah. Rory had some great lines to pull the Doctor down to earth. Yeah. He really did. He was on his case the whole time, and I love it.
And it's a real and then that culminates in or towards the end when Amy's like, okay, what do we do? And he's like, you go back to the TARDIS and you wait.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, he's like, no, we don't discuss this. You do what I say. And she sort of storms off, and then you get that really lovely moment
with Rory,
and Rory sort of goes, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And you can see that it's like killed him, but he knows that he's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the God Complex is all about that Doctor companion
dynamic
and relationship and the effect that
the Doctor had on
he
Amy,
has on
literally from
people's
childhood,
lives.
yeah.
And also the effect that he has on the lives of the other
yeah.
hotel guests, or the people there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rita, he essentially
was ready for next companion with her.
Yeah, and I think both Howie in that story and Rita, he kind of he says, oh, it feeds on fear, so rely on your faith.
Yeah.
He kind of speeds it up
Yeah.
for them, and essentially kind of unknowingly hands them to the Minotaur on a platter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's really interesting. Again, that sort of thematic meat to the characters that Whithouse puts into a script. I really, really enjoy. Yeah, I think again, let's talk about the scene with the Doctor and Bennett. I know we're going out of order, but
when don't we?
Yeah. Yes. So later on, we get
in episode 2 of the two-parter.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Basically, for whatever reason, the Doctor sort of knows or has a suspicion that O'Donnell's going to die.
Yeah.
And there's a brief scene where he tries to get her to wait in the TARDIS,
but she refuses.
And she refuses, and the Doctor and Bennett sort of look at each other and leave.
Yep.
And at that point, I was like, oh, okay, Bennett knows. But Bennett understands why he's tried to do that.
Right.
But later on, O'Donnell's killed.
Yeah.
And Bennett realizes that the Doctor knew that. So he obviously didn't. So I wasn't quite sure what.
I didn't read it as that Bennett knew. I thought that Bennett was just letting the Doctor not stop her, and not in the case of he knew that she was going to die and he knew that it had to happen, so he didn't stop the Doctor. Just he didn't feel like he had any kind of authority between either of them, so he just let it happen because there was nothing that was going to keep her in the TARDIS.
Right, to be
she's not gonna
yeah.
I know her, I've been with her for how long, there's nothing Fair. That's gonna stop her, so she's just gone.
Maybe I just misread that that look. But really, really great scene of Bennett sort of going, you knew this was gonna happen, and you did nothing to stop it. It's like you wanted to test your theory, and now Clara's next.
Clara.
So you're not going to let that happen, are you? So it's fine for her to die because now you've got more information.
Yeah.
But now it's getting close to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really lovely idea as well, that he sort of goes, oh, now as we're going down the list, it's getting closer to you. And the Doctor's like, I'm not.
I don't care about.
He's like, no, I don't care about myself. Yeah. I'm a dead man walking. I'm not changing history to save myself. I'm changing history to save Clara.
Yeah.
And it's just so evident that they are so entwined, and that toxicity of their relationship.
Well, it's their codependence, isn't it?
The codependency, is it's rife. It's so sort of blatant.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's one of those things where it's it can be sort of romanticized as they do anything for each other, and they're so close.
It's more complex than
that. Yeah, but I mean, from a viewer, you go, oh, that's he's going to save her and he's the hero, and or vice versa. But when you sort of unpick it, it's this is really warped. This is toxic. And I think Series 9, although I might not love the all of the individual stories within it, that arc of the Doctor and Clara's relationship
I love their arc.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I should watch some more Series 9. It's been a while.
The thing that it's back-to-back two-parters.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
It's just a heavy watch, and I'm not really that fussed about the mid episodes either. I really love the beginning. I really love the end. The middle two-parters I'm just not fussed about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
It's
under
a-
the
it's a
Lake Before the Flood
mix,
isn't really my bag. The girl who
Girl Who Died,
died
Woman
when
Who Lived.
yeah, that's just not my thing either. I find that episode really boring. The Zygons, like, you know, I've got beef with them, so like there's some really good bits in there. Clara looks incredible in all of her outfits, so there's some good moments, but like it's not one that I can just go, oh, fancy some Doctor Who, I'm gonna put on Invasion, Inversions and Zygons. So like that big like whole chunk of the middle, I'm just like, I'll skip over that. But the
Yeah.
beginning and end, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's go.
I think it's an era that I've not really rewatched a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I'm going to do a full sort of Capaldi rewatch at some point.
I think you should.
And yeah, because I when I put this on the other day, just when that title sequence came in, I was like, I've not watched any Capaldi in a while.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't like the Capaldi theme music.
I'm not fussed about the theme music. I don't really have any kind of like, I don't really hate any of the theme music from any of the Doctors. I don't like the titles visually.
I like them conceptually. I think they're a little bit lackluster on the execution.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
I like
I'm
the
not
kind
a
of like
massive-
steampunky.
Yeah,
like-
and the clocks and the
Yeah.
and that kind of look, really like all of that. For me, it's the theme that, because obviously it's at its core it's the Doctor Who theme. It's but it's the sort of screechy synths.
Yeah, but it feels like he feels like a modernized classic Doctor, and the theme replicates that, I think.
I don't know. I think Sagan's rendition of the theme is the closest to a classic rendition, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a modernized classic.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm not saying that that's, you know, it's bad that Murray's kind of move away from that, because I really love I think my favourite theme might even be the series 4.
I knew you were gonna say
with the
I was waiting for you
drums.
to say
That's so
series 4.
nostalgic
Yeah.
to me, like the action and the
That's my second favourite. My first favourite is this
original.
recent.
Oh, the recent one.
This recent.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, it gets me so like ready to party.
Oh,
I love
nice.
it. When I think of the Doctor Who theme now, it's this most recent one, and it feels like it's like been etched into my brain to be like the Doctor Who theme, the original. That's all it's ever been. It's like really weird.
Damn.
It's really bizarre.
Well, we've gone on so many tangents.
Oh my goodness.
I'm meant to be reining you in.
I know. Got a week off. You don't know how to do it. You've got to do it.
Get Arvo back quick.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah. So I really love the character dynamics that they build up. Obviously, sowing some seeds for where things are going to go down the line with the Doctor and Clara.
Yeah.
Both sort of individually and their
Together.
relationship.
Yeah.
The hybrid. So supporting characters. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. So we got Cass.
Yeah.
Who is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Sophie Stone puts a lot into that performance, and like doing it, while signing and doing it sort of through sign and still emoting so much. I know sign language is a very sort of emotive, expressive language anyway by its very nature. But yeah, she's brilliant. You've got her translator Lun, who I think is maybe the weakest link.
Well, he's only really there for one reason, isn't he? And that's to be her translator. Like, what else? What else does he do?
That's his role, sort of on the base.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, but he doesn't really do much in the episode, does he?
Within the story, I don't know. I think that's when I say he's the weakest link. Goodbye. I mean,
all right, Andrew.
I don't think he's bad.
No.
By any means. I just think everybody else around him is yeah, like so good that, you know, yeah, I think he provides
Comfort.
a bit of heart and a bit of I sort of believe his fear later on, when he's sort of got to go out. There's that, but obviously,
and they're all coming up to him, and
he's
there walking,
and he's
like
sort of
trying
like
to ignore them,
wincing, and then the first time when it happens, when he's in the Faraday cage, and one of the ghosts comes through, and he's literally like, "I'm about to die," and he's like, you can see. I believe all of that. That's great. And And then there's quite a nice little scene when he tries to comfort Clara later on, but doesn't really know how to do it, and he's kind of like, "What do you say to people?"
Yeah.
So I can say it to you,
To you,
like
yeah.
that. But I think that's a really nice beat.
Yeah.
So we got Cass, we got Lynn, we got O'Donnell,
Yeah.
who is I really
I like her. I think
she could so easily be really annoying.
Yeah. But she's not played in that way, in that manner, so that she gets grating on you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think I'm going to find the actress's name. Something Christie.
Agatha.
It's Agatha Christie. Yes. Yeah, I think she gives it some heart, and some of it's played for Morven Christie. Is her name? Some of her stuff is played for laughs, but she's capable. Yeah, she's sort of fangirling a little bit over the Doctor and the excitement of it all. But I think it just comes across as charming and not irritating.
Yeah. I think when she dies.
Yeah.
And she realizes that she's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a moment where she goes through all of the emotions at once on her face.
Mm-hmm.
What's your reading on that? Do you read it as like a from the start we've seen her fangirling over the Doctor and she knows everything about him, and then she's kind of like, oh, I've become a statistic.
I think that
I
think that's
mean?
part of it, but I think it's almost maybe like, which is maybe more tragic, the fact that she's like,
she knows that
it's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like
this happens. I
I got to meet the Doctor. It's which is,
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
I do really feel her death.
Yeah.
And her sort of absence. That's the one that feels like
a momentary death, yeah.
Yeah, she's a great character and gets some really good lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've got O'Donnell, and then we've got Bennett,
mm-hmm.
Who is the sort of sciencey, slightly nerdy one. And I don't know if it's just because the moment I realised it was after he has the confrontation with the Doctor. I got real Arthur Darvill vibes from him.
Do you?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's maybe
because of
that scene. But then I was thinking back and I was like,
yeah, but
no, there are a few.
Maybe it's just how he holds himself and betrays, because Rory's kind of that.
A little bit sort of tension in the shoulders.
Can't quite believe that this is going on.
Like fairly tall, little bit lanky.
Yeah.
Great nose. Like they've both got real prominent schnozzers.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
But like I was thinking the scene when the Doctor's like, yeah, you could all go, but and they all sort of one by one go, no, we'll stay, and he's like, are you all mad?
Mad, yeah.
Like, and then he has that moment of looking around and he's like, but they're ghosts though. I don't know, that I can see Arthur Darvill in that. Yeah, that's fun. I don't know if anybody else sees that. Am I talking nonsense?
No.
Let me know.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
No, I asked you and you went, really? So I'm looking for further,
right,
what's the word? I need validation. That's what I need. That's the word I'm looking for.
You need validation.
I need validation. And then we've also got the character whose name I can't remember, the lawyer, who gets offed fairly soon. He's the next one to get offed.
Oh, okay. I was just like, I cannot. I was there and like, what? Who?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's essentially the lawyer in Jurassic Park who gets chomped by a T-Rex.
Sure. I've never seen Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Never the originals, never the recent one. I have no idea what you're going on.
It's genuinely one of my favourite films of all time.
I love dinosaurs, so I don't know why I haven't watched it.
Yeah. If they do a screening anytime soon of like an anniversary screening of Jurassic Park in the cinema, we're gonna go and watch it.
Yeah, okay.
It still holds up. Basically, there's a character in there that's literally there to be the
chomper.
Oh well, think of the money and the budgets and you go, oh, all right, tosser. And he goes and hides slight spoilers for Jurassic Park, I suppose. 30-year-old film. But he basically leaves 2 kids to run off and go and save himself.
Oh.
So he leaves these 2 kids in a car, runs off, hides in like a toilet, like a little sort of
Cubicle
shack.
thing.
Yeah. And the T-Rex knocks the cubicle down, so he's just sat on the toilet like and T-Rex comes down and just chomps him.
Oh.
So this character is very much that sort of, he's the guy that's like, oh no, but think of the budgets and the investment, and prioritizes business and money and financials over human life.
Oxygen, that's another one. That's you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know that he's going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, the Doctor has some great lines with him where he's just like so dismissive. and I think it's the kind of, I think this is what I mean when I say, I know you disagreed with me last time, that series 10 I think is like where they get Capaldi's Doctor just right. Obviously this is a series 9 episode, but I feel like generally in series 8 they maybe lean too much towards the I'm a grumpy bastard.
Yeah.
Series 9, generally, I think they maybe lean too much towards the I'm the zany, wacky uncle. Like,
I like it, though.
Yeah, but I feel like it's maybe going, whereas Series 8 goes, no, we're doing something completely different to Matt's Doctor.
Don't you dare say the next line you're about to say. Don't you dare. Wait, what are you going to say?
I feel like Series 9 sort of leans closer towards that.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, are you comparing? Are you saying that he's just like 11?
No, I'm not saying he is 11.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying they go, no, we're doing something completely different, and then they kind of backtrack a bit and go, no, let's make him a little bit more. And then I think they go a little bit too far the one way. So by series 10, it's like
the bang in the
perfect.
Middle, yeah.
But I think obviously you get shades of. That's not to say, oh, his characterization in series 8 is rubbish. His characterization in series 9 is rubbish. Like little bits in here where you get the gruffness and like the grumpiness, but it's kind of played. It's got a doctor-y quality to it.
Yeah.
So that little bit where he's like, why haven't you moved? And he's like, oh well, we've got all this equipment down here. It's and he's like, I understand. You're an idiot. Like, which is beautifully delivered.
I was going to say that is perfectly delivered.
And then the other thing is when they're in the spaceship, and he's saying about some. He's saying about the power cells, and one's missing, and he's like, oh, I imagine they'd be quite valuable or whatever. And he's like, well, yeah, you can get across like half a universe with them. So like, what do you think? And then he's like, sorry, why is this man still talking to me? Like, just. Oh, it's really, really great stuff. I really love it. Oh, yeah, obviously he's set up as he's going to die.
Yeah, but that's what I thought as soon as O'Donnell stepped out the TARDIS. I was like, okay, so she's dead then. Cool, let's carry on watching.
Why? Because she's enjoying it?
No, because she was like, what, you think I'm going to stay here? Absolutely not. That's not in my character. None of you can stop me. I'm going to go. And I was like, okay, literally, you're going to take one step out of the TARDIS. You're going to die next. And literally... 3.5 minutes later, she's like, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
So yeah,
but that's our cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
brilliant,
lovely. They're all great. Yeah, even the lawyer guy whose name I can't remember. I could look it up, but I don't.
Don't care enough.
He's pitched perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's. He's not like... The reason I don't care about him is because I don't like him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's... Yeah, the dynamic he adds. I like how they're all just like, oh, fuck off, mate. Like, all of them collectively are like, nobody likes you.
Yeah. You're only here because we have to have you here.
Yeah, and I think he's like, I don't like any of you.
Yeah.
I'm just, getting my bonus or whatever.
I get paid double for being here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we get little seeds of the mystery, and that they only come out at night, and when day mode is activated.
Yeah.
Dayman,
Ah,
fighter of the night man. Sorry, that was in my head. I needed to get it out because otherwise. Yeah. So, the thing with like electromagnetic fields and that they can only pick up metal objects.
Yeah. Oh, can we just highlight that beautiful moment at the end of episode part 2 with Cass walking and he's just following her slowly behind with that axe. Oh my god.
All of that is so tense.
That's the only moment in like the 2-part, how I said earlier, I didn't really feel. Then I was literally like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I really, like, my whole body seized up. I was so tense.
And it's so gorgeously done.
Yeah.
Like, just all of the audio dropping out.
Uh-huh.
And I know it's like, well, yeah, obviously you do that. But it's so effective.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it, for quite a long time over the sequence, it's quite drawn out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the suspense just fuels it, doesn't it?
You're going, oh god, turn around.
Yeah.
And then the visuals of when she sort of puts her hand on the floor and feels
the
vibrations.
Yeah.
The sort of sketchy.
On the, like, almost like it's like double.
Yeah.
Kind of lines.
That's
so
really,
good.
really lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great moment.
Yeah.
But the sound of the axe being sort of
right along the grated floor, like.
Yeah, all of that, beautiful. What else do you get as part of the mystery? The fact that they don't kill Lun when they had opportunity to.
Yeah.
And I love and that they're saying words and they're trying to work out what the words are. I was going to say there's so many like little pieces, and it feels like an old school kind of Doctor Who mystery.
Yeah.
Of that's going, okay, well there's this and that,
and you're trying to put the pieces together. You Charlie Day it. You got your board on the side.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting your little red piece of string and. But sorry, what were you going to say?
It's the moment when the Doctor's going through like the ocean bit towards the window, the ghost Doctor, and he's saying the different words as well, and Clara's like, well, what does that mean? All of that moment.
Yeah. I think the excitement that the Doctor has, I think especially sort of contrasted with when earlier on he's like sort of like, all right, Clara, calm down.
Yeah.
And then there's something that excites him.
And he's like,
they're ghosts.
Yeah.
And he's, and you get that bit with the cards, which I know has become.
Is that this episode? I don't know why in my brain it was Cybermen 2-parter. Because I really like that and I find it hilarious. Because I'm like, no, saying, can I have some cue cards, please?
Yeah, I really like it but it's sort of, I know people have been like, oh, like he's not that like socially inept.
Yeah, but
that he doesn't
it's just
know
a
how
gag,
to.
isn't it?
It's a gag, but also I think some people have been like, it's kind of autistic representation. I really like it as a, because he gets caught up in the
moment,
and
he needs to
and
be brought back down because everyone's like, read the room.
Yeah, one of these ghosts was our friend.
Yeah, we've
and
been
you're
here. Yeah, getting
jumping about and getting
giddy
like a kid that's had too much sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice moment. Like him reading it all out, your friend / family member / pet, and they're like, Clara sort of looks at him like,
"No, you're not meant. You meant to choose one."
And then the reverse shot, and they're all like, just like confused faces. But yeah, him sort of piecing it together, them doing like the little trying to catch the ghosts in the Faraday cage, and they're all running and sort of changing over. They've got this little plan and. And then the ghost splitting up and him being like, well,
I wasn't thinking. I
didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I really love all of that. And Murray's score in this as well is like, particularly in that bit, there's some like kind of real electronic sort of synth, like saw lead synths on there. That feels quite 80s, but also, I don't know what it is. There's something about it that fits with an underwater bass, that sound, and the ghost, and maybe it's the whole like electromagnetic field, that kind of semantic field of electronic synth stuff. But yeah, particularly in that sequence where they're running through and it's the sort of chase bit, and you just get that except better than my voice going beep, 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 beep.
Pac-Man over here.
But yeah, like I really love that. And that whole sequence is fun. And then you get the reveal of what the ghosts are saying, and the Doctor sort of with his explanation of when he gets them all to hold the different balls, and he's like, "Oh, it's Orion's sword pointing to the earth," and that's a fun little explanation. The whole thing of the words and realizing that, well, it's the whole thing where the Doctor's like, "Oh, did anybody else feel like, was anybody else surprised when it was those words?"
Mm.
And Lund's like, yeah, and he's like, no, exactly, no one.
Yeah,
and he's, oh, okay. Like, and I like that obviously
but then it comes back around
later.
when Clara's like, wait, you didn't, because you didn't go into the room because you didn't read them.
Yeah. So yeah, all of that I really like as an idea, and this one's very like Base Under Siege, the ghosts, and then the next
I was gonna say until episode 2
kind of sort of flips it on its head a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
I was reading about it and about how Moffat likes to stage his 2-parters with the first one being in one location and the second episode being in another location, just to put a spin on it.
Yeah, so it's
fresher, but,
like,
and it's not.
It's rare that he'll pick up a cliffhanger from part 1 directly.
Yeah.
You get a bit of a time jump or a change in scenery,
yeah.
or and we get and I mean here we get a really sort of left field curveball, because we get Mr. Capaldi talking to the camera and
about Beethoven,
delivering a little story about Beethoven and a bootstrap paradox, which is, I really like it.
Yeah, see, I like it when he does that kind of stuff, like in Listen.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one bit, not one bit, but that's one of the main bits that I like about Listen, is like his moments like that. This one, I felt like it was a bit, I feel like Moffat wrote that.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that was a bit where Moffat was like, okay, so I'm just going to quickly add this bit into the beginning of the episode because it feels tonally really different to what we have later coming on.
Yeah, definitely.
So it feels a bit like a bit clanky.
I think, because I was thinking about it and I was like, why do I like this, but I don't really like Mrs. Flood breaking the fourth wall in RTD2. And I think it's because
some very different.
That never gets an explanation, and this doesn't get an explanation, but this isn't like central to the plot.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He sort of talks to the camera, explains like, you're going to need to know this for this episode.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little bit of a wink and a nod for like, I'm just going to fill you in on some of the sci-fi theories.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be reveling in that.
We're going to explore in something.
But I think it feels very sort of stylized, and the fact that it's sort of at the start of the story, almost it sort of like separates it from like the story proper.
Okay, so why
feels like a bit of a prologue kind of thing.
So what if that was the opening of part 1 and then goes into the titles, and then you have the run along story? How would you feel about that instead then? Instead of it being stuck literally dead bang in the middle. Because do you not think it breaks it up and just takes you out of it to then pull you back in again?
I get what you're saying, but obviously they were designed to be watched week to week.
Yeah.
So even though it's dead in the middle when we watch them both episodes back to back, this would have been...
Yeah, but you're still following the story along.
But also the paradoxes and stuff don't really come up in the first part.
No. Well, it's set up, isn't it?
Yeah. So I feel like if you had that, or like, oh, these are going to be relevant, and by the time, and there's nothing in there that really constitutes that, by the time next week, when we're coming to that.
Do you not think it would be like, so that's why we had that last one?
Nah, I think it needs to be on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the gripe with the sort of, when there's breaking the fourth wall in the new series, it feels like it's signposted to be like, oh, how's she doing this? This will be relevant.
And
This
it
is
just
important.
isn't. Yeah.
Whereas here, it feels like a little cheeky way to start the episode. And I think because it's kind of divorced from the narrative and the plot, it's almost a bit like it. I don't know. You can argue, did that really happen? Is that canon? Is that like, do you know what I mean? It's not like it's happening in the middle of an episode. He's not like talking to O'Donnell and Bennett and turns around and faces the camera and goes, "So the bootstrap paradox."
No.
And yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wasn't arguing with you. I was curious on your.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I really like all of that. I think it's a fun scene.
I mean, it bookends, doesn't it? Because he brings it back around at the end when he's talking to Clark.
Yeah, exactly. It comes sort of full circle, which is conceptually is quite nice.
Yeah.
For what it's actually talking about.
Yeah.
And the loop and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we get into part 2. The Doctor is travelling with. We've not even spoken about the cliffhanger of part 1. Yeah, so the cliffhanger for part 1 is
the Doctor.
So the Doctor and Clara have been separated.
Yeah.
Clara's with Cass and Lun on the
Yeah.
base, and the Doctor has to take O'Donnell and Bennett into the TARDIS to try and go back to where the coordinates lay from what the ghosts are saying.
Yeah.
To find out
what's going on.
What's going on.
What's going.
And as Clara is waiting and saying, "Oh, it's fine. Like the Doctor always saves us.
Like this is like our what is it, bread and butter? Like,
yeah, like
this
we're
happens all the
cool.
time. We're good with this. We're gonna get us out in no time. It's all good.
They spot another ghost outside the window, sort of coming closer, and I think it's really well done because somebody goes, "Oh, what does that mean?" She's like, "Oh, it means that somebody died in the future," and then sees that it's the Doctor. Yeah, really, really cool cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that the Doctor's not dead, but I don't think do you know what I mean? As a what kind of cliffhanger, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I remember watching it and I was like, okay, interesting. Curious to see where this goes.
Yeah. So before the flood, we got our little paradox pre-titles, and then we have the conversation between the Doctor and Clara on the phone.
Yeah.
Where they realise that
it's him.
He's gone die, and I think it's a nice performance from Capaldi because originally you get that like the kind of panic, and then he quite quickly sort of comes to terms with it and is like, okay, well, I've got to do what I can now while I'm still alive.
Yeah.
To save you.
Yeah.
And the codependency there. Clara's got a great line where she's like, "No, you don't die with me. You die with whoever comes next."
Yeah.
Like
I love that.
All of that.
So
the
much.
Sort of like entitlement and sort of selfishness, but it's like she's aware of it. She's aware that it's, she's aware that it's not fair, and I think it's that sort of complexity and nuance to. It's a little bit off topic, but I remember Matty Healy from the 1975 was talking about like one of his songs, and he said that part of the inspiration for it was he spoke to a girl that was like in her early 20s whose boyfriend had died in a car accident, and she was saying that one of the core sort of emotions that she had towards him was anger. Because she was like, and it's not his fault, and I know that I shouldn't have that, but like, what do I do with all this love that I have for you?
Yeah. Like,
I love you, and now you're gone, you're dead. Like,
what am I supposed to do?
I'm angry because and I think that's sort of what's going on there with Clara being like, no, that's not fair. You don't do that to me. It's such an interesting place to take those characters.
Yeah.
I really think it's really, really clever, really interesting, stuff that they do with those two. And I think the Capaldi era in general, like, I think it's very interested in being a bit more introspective and exploring those sort of character nuances and thematic resonance and all of that. But yeah, that's just another great example of it. So we get the Doctor, Bennett and O'Donnell stepping out, and they're on a in the 80s in a
military,
sort of disused military base, which was, I didn't put this in trivia, but I could have. The originally school reunion, Toby Whithouse was going to set on a disused military base.
Really?
Mm.
That's very different.
Very different kind of story, yeah. That Sarah was going to be investigating.
I was going to say, but that is so Sarah Jane, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, so that Russell then was like, oh, can we change it to a school?
Yeah.
And it's got sort of recycled here. But yeah, it's a cool setting. It's kind of eerie, that, that kind of almost like uncanny, because it's sort of artificial, because it's meant to be like a Russian, like a Russian camp.
Yeah.
For training purposes, but it's in the middle of Scotland, and it's, So the three of them walk out. They go and they see the spaceship, and the coffin.
Yeah.
In the middle.
There's no writing on the wall yet.
But there's no writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And then we meet Prentice, who is the Tavonian.
Oh, lovely chap.
Yes. And I think Paul Kay plays him really well.
The lack of backbone is so infuriating.
Yeah,
when I was watching it, I get so like irritated, and it's the same in the God Complex as well. Just when any type of that species talks, I'm like, stop talking.
Yeah, you want to go shut up.
Have a backbone.
Like, yeah, it's almost like that. That person at school or work or something that would always be like, oh, no one likes me, and like would wallow in it, and it's like, no, they don't, because you're like this all the time. Like, stop feeling so sorry for yourself. Stop, like, just this is what's detracting from but it's I think the Tavonian are a really interesting sort of creation, because there's that line in the God Complex where the Doctor sort of confronts Gibbis when he's sort of sacrificed Howie to save his own skin, and it's like, your cowardice it's not quaint, it's sly, and it's like vindictive and like aggressive, and because there's a sort of villainous streak to it, even though they kind of become complicit in
whatever
takeover
they're involved
in. So I think that's a cool idea from Toby Whithouse. But so we get the explanation of the Fisher King, that Prentice is like an undertaker. He's come to be buried on
his land.
Is that when they go into the TARDIS and they get the call from Clara saying about the names? I think. And so the Doctor's ghost is saying something different to the rest of the ghosts. He's saying a list of their names. It becomes clear that the order of the list is the order in which people have died, including people on there that haven't died yet. The Doctor sort of tries to stop O'Donnell coming out of the TARDIS. They let it go. They find that the Fisher King is no longer there. Prentice has been murked by him, and then they hear a roar. They run into the
cabin thing, isn't it?
Not a cabin, into the sort of base.
Like sort of base building.
And then the immortal words, the classic awful idea from every horror film ever, let's split up, are uttered. The Doctor and Bennett go one way, O'Donnell goes another, and soon up. To be fair, that sequence is quite tense, because we don't know what the Fisher King looks like.
No.
And just getting
it's by the window, isn't it?
Yeah, the slight glimpses through the window and the shadows on the wall and you can see that it's this great like hulking thing.
Gigantic.
But
I really like the design of the Fisher King.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I really like it.
Really nice bit of like
it's
practical costuming.
When I see the Fisher King, when I saw it again today, I was like, this is like a Moffat monster.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it is a Moffat monster.
Yeah. So yeah, O'Donnell gets killed by the Fisher King, and then we have that scene that we spoke about before.
Yeah.
And Clara, Cass, and Lun have put themselves in the Faraday cage, but she's left her phone outside so she can see if the Doctor calls.
Yeah.
And then O'Donnell's ghost, now back on the base, takes the phone, literally mugs Clara,
mm-hmm.
And that's when we get the stuff where Clara realises,
Lun can go and...
Yeah, they won't attack Lun because he's not seeing the symbols, he's not seeing the writing, and you get Cass sort of scolding her.
Mm-hmm.
And then that lovely scene where they just decide, no, she's going to go and find him.
Yeah.
Clara sort of runs after her,
shouting her name,
and then
she's like, oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's such a nice beat. She's shouting after Cass, who obviously can't hear her, and you see her.
She recoils, doesn't she?
Yeah, you see her go, oh, idiot.
Yeah,
you're an idiot. Like, really love it because it just feels like such a real.
It feels like a Clara thing though, but it also feels like a Doctor thing, which is a really nice.
Yeah. It just feels like a real thing that you do, wouldn't it? You know, you're going, I need to find this person. We're all going to die. Shout them. Oh yeah, no, that's not going to work. And then the Doctor has the big sort of confrontation with the Fisher King, and there's that shot. I mean, it's all lit really, really nicely, like real moody sort of lighting and things are like silhouetted.
Yeah.
But that shot of the Fisher King just like towering over Capaldi.
Yeah.
It's so good because you can see that, and the Doctor's kind of come in with a bit of bravado and a bit of swagger, and then he sort of turns around and there's this great thing, and he's sort of recoiling back a little bit, like to look up at it.
Yeah.
It's such a great image.
I really like the scene between the Fisher King and the Time Lord.
Well, it's because that's what
he literally says.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
Because you said before we started recording, you went, I'm not sure I understand.
I understand the bare bones of it, like the bootstrap paradox. That's all fine.
Yeah.
I understand all of that. It's they started going on about all the electromagnetic fields and it relating to like why they only come out at night and not in day mode and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not retaining any of this.
Well, the electromagnetic field, I think.
No, and it was like when he was like, I used an AI generated Doctor to come and do this, and then when it was the whole like really wordy explanation at the end, I was just like, you're losing me here.
In the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically saying, go
from the beginning. Let's go through the whole timey-wimey thing and explain.
Well, the timey-wimey thing is just the paradox, that you're talking about. Yeah. I think the way it works, the symbols create a sort of localized electromagnetic field within the person that's read them.
Yeah.
And they're essentially like a signal to the Fisher King's people, I think it is, to sort of be like, I'm not dead, come and get me, this is where I am.
Right.
And once somebody's died, that electromagnetic field still exists.
Right.
And they can boost the signal by killing more people and turning them into that signal, if that makes sense. But
so the ghosts are just beacons.
Basically, yeah, they're just neon signs saying this way, which is why they don't kill Lern, because
he hasn't.
If they kill him, he's just dead. He serves no purpose.
Point. Yeah.
So that's what that stuff is.
Right.
When he's talking to Clara, and he uses the Ghost Doctor is the hologram.
Yeah, I was confused when that was
set up. So you know earlier on when they're doing the chase bit, and Clara is in the Faraday cage, the ghosts run in,
Yeah.
and then it's revealed that it's just a hologram of Clara.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
So that's kind of set up there. He's created a hologram of himself as the
Right.
ghost.
I get you.
Then when he's talking about, because he then hides in the box for it to be taken to, and then jumps out, however many, like 1,000 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's been put in stasis. But his thing to Clara is again the sort of bootstrap paradox where he's saying the idea to make the hologram and do all of this, I only did that because I saw that I'd made a hologram.
Yeah.
So when did I come up with that idea?
Right.
Which is the same as the Beethoven thing at the start. And then, but the bit I like about it is that he's like, when I said that list, I put your name next.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I'd do anything to stop you from dying.
Yeah.
Because obviously everybody else after O'Donnell on that list survives.
Yeah.
So that's a nice little beat, and he's like, I've obviously done that, but also I did that because I'd already heard myself say it.
Yeah.
And the sort of the loop, the paradox there. Yeah. I think that's. Was there anything else that?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Oh, it just got really wordy, and I was like.
It does get a bit.
It gets.
But
really
that's why I think you need that bit at the start of the episode.
Yeah.
So you're not sort of learning that for the first time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like if you're not familiar with that kind of concept already, at least you've got the start of the episode to go, oh, it's what he was talking about earlier. Because you can imagine how wordy that would be if you didn't have that, and he's got to explain. Yeah, but yeah, essentially the story ends. The Doctor floods the base.
Yeah,
and Bennett gets sent back in the TARDIS to the base.
Yeah,
he rocks up in the little stasis chamber. Yeah, it's kind of.
Unit have the ghosts.
Unit have the ghosts. But I think it's interesting that he goes, "No, I am just going to change history."
Yeah,
like I am just going to.
I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, and I don't think he does, but it's interesting, like the little things you get there, where it's like the coat being ripped, and all those little things.
Yeah,
that he sort of, before he's decided that he's going to change history, because he doesn't know that list is definitely what he thinks it means.
It was just his theory, wasn't it? Yeah.
So O'Donnell dying sort of makes him go, okay, that's set. So now I need to interrupt it. I need to change it. But also, it shows that it kind of wasn't set, because those are essentially just words.
Yeah.
He's not dead, which is proven because it's just a hologram of him. So he doesn't actually sort of change anything. He just sort of almost decides, oh, that doesn't have to mean that.
Yeah.
Which means that O'Donnell's death is avoidable.
Yeah.
Which is even more tragic. You get that? How do you feel about the romance angle at the end with Cass and Lun?
I would hate it if it wasn't serving a nice kind of visual on Clara's relationship with Danny, and Clara's relationship with 12.
Go on.
Because obviously you have the whole thing with O'Donnell and Bennett. So Bennett's like, don't waste your time not telling her how you feel, because look at what I didn't tell O'Donnell how I feel, and now I'm missing out. And with Clara being like, just get over it, because there's galaxies and a whole life waiting for you out there.
I see,
and I had the love of my life, Danny, but that doesn't matter because I've got the Doctor and I've got the whole universe. So like, I'm over that as much as she can be. And then obviously the toxic codependency and all of that. But so I liked how nonchalant she was about it, and how like kind of warped it is.
Yeah, because it feels a little bit less. It feels less like she's gotten over it and dealt with it, and more like she's buried it, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, it's
No, it's
fine because
fine.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Which is interesting as well, because you get in that scene where the doctor's talking about his duty of care and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you need a hobby. He was like, go have another relationship. He's like, you lot love that,
Yeah.
and there's a little twinge of like, I don't know, you see something in Jenna's face, and it's like a
kick.
I'm not just replacing him.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I'm fine. Like,
yeah.
There's a slight little moment of like, that stung.
Yeah.
Which is not, and I like that Danny's not forgotten.
Yeah.
Because
it's
he's such a big part. There's
losing someone, and then there's losing someone in the way that Clara has just lost someone, which is in the most trauma-filled, weirdest, nonsensical way. So I'm glad that they didn't just drop it for series 9 now that it's just over,
and it kind of plays into her development, and it's her sort of running away from that reality, and it's good.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like if it was kind of just shoehorned in at the end for no reason, and there wasn't like a logic behind it, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it because and it's not like throughout, like if you reflect back, it's not like it isn't there.
I was going to say,
he's really soft and
very much
caring with her, and she's like has a softness back to him. I assume that she will have a deeper connection with him because no one else is signing, so they're the only two people that she can honestly speak to and him understand and be able to sign back. So they're going to already have a deeper connection to anyone on the base anyway.
And I think it's quite an intimate thing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. So it's not something that I could be like, well, that would never happen.
Yeah, and you can see the obvious sort of like chemistry and like care they have, for even down to the fact that she's like, no, don't go in the, like, it's not safe, and and her running after him, and I don't mind it. I quite like it, and I think the fact that it's kind of bittersweet because it's coming from Bennett.
Yeah.
After all of that, and I really like this story.
Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I was going to say, I used to think that Before the Flood is slightly weaker than Under the Lake.
Right.
But I don't know.
I'd say they're pretty even, to be fair.
Maybe pretty even, yeah.
I think it's a quite balanced story.
Yeah. I really like it. I think it's a lot of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Real good, like really interesting themes and sort of stuff that it's exploring.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative works well, the plot. The characters are great, and there's some really interesting stuff that they do to further the Doctor and Clara's arcs, and just generally, like, looks great.
Yeah.
The score's great. The performances are great. What more do you want?
It's just a banger, isn't it?
Banger. Well, you didn't think so, but
it's just not my cup of tea. Like I said, from like an objective standpoint, like I can understand, and I think there are really good beats, and I like all the character like journeys. I like the timey-wimey stuff, even though it's not my bag. I really like all of that. It's really good for Doctor Who, which is a sci-fi time travel show. Like I can really appreciate it, and I think the writing's really good. I think the pacing's great. I think like all of the like fundamental like structure of the story is there. Everything is good. Everything is great. I can see why you will like it. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
Well, on that note, do you know what it's time for?
What is it time for?
It's time for a little bit of trivia, if you don't mind.
Is
If
it?
you don't mind me saying so. Just for the listeners' benefit, we had a quick little break there, and Kat has got a muffin, which she almost just dropped. So if you hear chomping on a muffin, it's Kat's chomping on a muffin. That's where that's come from. So, our trivia section, as always...
As it's always called,
is Prentice, the Trevolian Undertaker.
Oh my god.
Right, I did say to you before we started...
Wow. Wow.
that I was really struggling to think of one for this. That I really struggled to think of the title
we
for
say this every week.
the trivia section that we use every week.
Every week.
But we're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool.
So the cue cards that the Doctor has, the ones that he doesn't read out loud.
All right.
There's a few funny ones in there. First one says, "I completely understand why it was difficult not to get captured." The next one, "I didn't mean to imply that I don't care." The next one is, "It was my fault. I should have known you didn't live in Aberdeen."
What?
It's because that's where he drops Sarah Jane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right.
And then the last one, "No one is going to get eaten / vaporized / exterminated / upgraded / possessed / mortally wounded / turned to jelly. We'll all get out of this unharmed." So yeah, they're
Incredible.
fun. Bit of fun, aren't they?
That is
Bit of fun. Sophie Stone, who plays Cass, is the second deaf actress in the history of the show.
Yeah.
The first was Tim Barlow, who played Tissan in Destiny of the Daleks.
Interesting.
Zaki Ismail, who plays Lun, his sister is deaf, so he already
knew. Yeah.
a decent knowledge of BSL, which is quite cool.
Nice.
Also, speaking about BSL, this was the one I was going to tell you earlier. So when the doctor's like, "Oh, I actually don't need you to translate for me. I know sign language." Another great little moment. When he's trying to say "go ahead," he actually says "you're beautiful" in sign, which accounts for her surprise. The working title for this story was Ghost in the Machine, which is cool.
I read that yesterday.
The appearance of the ghosts, which we didn't really talk about the makeup on the ghost, like the design of the ghost.
Heavy bags, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, heavy bag. It's designed by the makeup worn by Peter Cushing in Tales from the Crypt.
Really?
Yeah. Marketing made a big deal of Corey Taylor, who is the frontman of Slipknot, on voicing the Fisher King.
Right.
When in actuality, he only does one roar, which gets played a few times.
Incredible.
The Fisher King is actually voiced by Peter Serafinowicz, who is Pete in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, him!
Yeah.
I like him.
And he voices Darth Maul in Star Wars.
Sure.
And you may also recognise him from that clip from Cats Does Countdown when Jimmy Carr says, "Peter, are you a fan of word games?" And he goes, "To be honest, Jimmy, I don't think that's any of your business."
Yeah.
Which is
incredible.
So this is the first episode since The Unicorn and the Wasp not to feature the sonic screwdriver.
Oh. Well, yeah, but sonic glasses. Clara's literally wearing them.
Yeah, but it doesn't feature the screwdriver.
Oh, come on.
Well,
come on.
And do the glasses come? The glasses only come out
right at the end
before the flood, right?
Yeah.
So
Under the Lake.
Nothing in Under the Lake.
Okay. All right.
The electric guitar version of the theme used for Before the Flood is played by Peter Capaldi himself.
Yeah.
He's
such a cool guy, man.
He's so cool.
He's such a cool guy.
So cool. Morven Christie, who plays O'Donnell, developed a skin reaction to the facial prosthetic for the ghost, meaning that Seychelle Brazier, a similar-looking actress, would play the ghost version of her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
For a few days after Before the Flood aired, there was a spike in Google searches for the term bootstrap paradox.
Yeah, everyone was getting ready.
Meaning that when the Doctor tells the audience to Google it, they actually did. Which is cool. The example of the bootstrap paradox, originally scripted, revolved around a time traveller accidentally killing Leonardo da Vinci and using future documents to forge all of his accomplishments, and then became the Doctor having a postcard of the Last Supper, which would become the basis of the original work. However, it was decided this should be changed to Beethoven in order to tie into Moffat's introduction of the Doctor's electric guitar.
Right.
Which is quite fun.
Yeah.
In 2020, Peter Capaldi and Sophie Stone starred in the BBC Three radio drama Beethoven Can't Hear You, with Capaldi playing Beethoven and Stone playing a time traveller from the future who comes to visit him.
That's cute.
It's quite nice.
I like that.
Early into this one's decidedly not cute. Early into production, unfortunately, Peter Capaldi's mother passed away,
Oh.
So he returned to Glasgow with his family, which meant director Daniel O'Hara had to hastily rearrange the recording schedule to concentrate on material that didn't feature the Doctor.
Oh, okay.
So that was all sort of done in the front half whilst he was... Yeah, so that's quite sad.
That's really sad. I don't like that trivia.
But here's one that you might like,
Okay.
just to finish off. Neil Fingleton, who plays the Fisher King, is 7'7".
Yeah.
He's 7'7".
Mhm. He plays a lot of tall.
Well, yeah, he can't really play short people, can he? That'd be a challenge. That'd be a real acting challenge for you. But that is it for Prentice the Trevelyan Undertaker, our trivia section.
I can't wait for the next week's one.
Yeah.
I said that really weird.
I can't wait for the next week's one. Yeah, that's us. Well, to be fair, have you got any closing thoughts on Under the Lake and Before the Flood?
None.
Okay.
None.
I really like this episode.
Yeah.
More than you.
Yeah.
It seems.
No, it's not bad. It's just not.
You just don't vibe with it.
It's just not my vibe.
Yeah.
I like giant spiders.
Well, can people let us know if you agree with Kat or if you're normal and agree with me?
Oh my goodness, everyone's gonna love this episode. I'm definitely in the minority here.
Well, I want to know people's thoughts.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back to doing tweets, so
yeah,
we can read people's thoughts.
Yeah.
But that is a cat job.
It is a cat job, and I'm forgetting to do my job.
Yes.
So.
Well, I guess we'll wrap up there then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed last week. Sans me.
Everyone enjoyed last week.
I'm sure they did. We're recording this before it goes out, so
yeah.
I'm sure everyone's going to be like, oh my god, yeah, get Hobby on the pod more. Get rid of that other guy.
He's the other guy.
What other guy? Oh. Well, joke's on you because it's going up on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of, where can they find you?
They can find me on X and Instagram at simplykatie_XO. Where can they find you?
Well, thank you very much for asking. They can find me also on Twitter, because I refuse to call it X, at Sudden Biscuits, and on the Sudden Biscuit YouTube channel, which you may very well be listening to this here podcast on right now. Next week, we'll be back continuing our Spooky Hoctober. Our Spooky Hoctober?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how spooky and hot it is.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky Hoctober.
Spooky Hoctober.
With a special episode.
Yeah.
Number 25 it'll be next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look.
Where we're going to be taking a little sidestep away from the TV stuff.
Yeah, we are.
And into...
the realm of Big Finish.
The realm of Big Finish.
Which is unheard of for me, because I have the attention span of a gnat.
Yes. I've made Kat sit down and listen to a 2-hour Big Finish audio play.
And guess what? Did it with ease.
Wow.
With ease.
Well, there you go.
Just
Maybe
saying.
you just weren't trying hard enough before.
No comment.
So, yes, we will be looking at The Chimes of Midnight.
Ooh.
Classic Big Finish story. Yeah, I'm excited to get to talking about some McGann.
Yeah.
Some McGann shenanigans.
Absolutely.
McGann shenanigans.
McGann shenanigans.
Yeah, a couple of ball shenanigans.
We haven't discussed this, and I have some thoughts.
Yeah, we've not spoken about it. I'm intrigued to know what you think.
Poker face.
But yeah, join us next week for a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We'll be on the Twitters and the YouTubes in the meantime. But cheers for listening today, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.